Executive Council has described the flooding in Kogi and other parts of the country as a national emergency, calling on all Nigerians to stop blaming the government and assist in the provision of aid to the affected people. The Minister for the Environment, Mrs. Hadiza Melafia, who spoke to State House correspondents after the council meeting, described the flooding as a natural phenomenon happening everywhere in the world. Also, the Minister of Works, Mr. Mike Onolememe, said that a bypass is in the works for motorists going through Kogi State, insisting that the government is on top of the situation. Our correspondent Chukwuma Onekwusi reports.
The Vice President presided over the council meeting. He may have asked for a preliminary report on the interventions made so far to alleviate the sufferings that Nigerians are going through following the flooding in Kogi and other parts of the country. The Minister of the Environment and that of Works are leading the intervention. Several houses have been submerged, roads washed away, farmlands destroyed. Yet many Nigerians had said that government just stands and looks. But the Minister of the Environment thinks otherwise.
The floodings we're experiencing across the country do not in any way fall into what you can term as man-made disasters. They don't. This is a natural phenomenon that cuts across the world. It's happening everywhere in the world. It's happening. Like my colleague mentioned, with the nature of technology, the kind of technology, the kind of experience, the kind of structures in place in the United States, you still have floodings there. You have in India, you have in China, you have in Japan. And come to think of it, our neighbor Niger, and a very arid land, is experiencing flooding. Now, for anyone to think that government has not done, or there was something that we needed to do that we didn't do, is a little bit awesome. So all we are saying is that it is a national emergency. It calls for sober reflections. It calls for a lot of sympathy for those that are affected. It does not call for open debates on who did this and who didn't do that. It calls for what should be done now.
Following the floods in Kogi, motorists are said to now sleep for hours on the road, as the major link between the north and the south has been closed. And on what the government is doing now.
What we've been doing since yesterday morning is around the flooded area, we identified a bypass which we have created, for which as at this morning we have attained about 60% completion. And from the way we are going, by tomorrow the road should be open to motorists. We have done a diversion, those changes, and vehicles will be able to now drive normally through this bypass without having recourse to canoes on our road as a result of the flooding.
The Federal Executive Council says it realizes the pains Nigerians are facing. It calls on Nigerians to adapt to the policies as well as change their attitudes towards the environment and face the realities that have come with climate change. Chukwuma Onekwusi, Channels Television News.